So I'm heading into episode 22 of Death Note. And I was talking to a friend of mine last night. We were recording a podcast, Anime IO. And I was talking to Matthew, and I said, with Death Note, lately I kind of feel like I'm just a little bit sort of stuck in the mud for just a moment. And, I had been warned ahead of time that you would get to this point where the show sort of changed. For some people, it bogged down. But I thought with my optimism and my energy, maybe I would be immune to that, or that wouldn't happen to me. But it has kind of happened a little bit. But as of episode 21, now we know who the new Kira is. So maybe we're going to see what are they going to do about it now that they have that information. Is Light going to kind of become relevant to the story again? I don't know. But I'm going to try a new approach to watching this next episode and see if that helps augment my enjoyment a little bit. Instead of my sort of manic adult ADHD constant commentary that some people like, a lot of people complain about, I'm going to try to be a little bit more mindful and in the moment with this next episode. Try to be like maybe a more traditional reactor if there is such a thing. But I'm just going to watch a little bit differently, just a heads up. So let's see what's going on. And of course, during the OP, I do like to remind folks about my Patreon. I know a lot of you already know about the Patreon. I say that every episode. But if you still haven't checked it out and you're just kind of curious about what's going on over there, you can always click the link in the video description and take a look around. No obligation or anything. Just check it out. And we're back here with Misa showing her evidence that that Higuchi guy, I think is his name. Yeah, Higuchi. Guidance is the name of the episode. Let's see what we're going to do now that they know who the new Kira is. Oh, so he still needs more evidence. He can't accept the confession. I get that. Anybody can confess. That happens a lot of times. Fake confessions. So he needs the criminals to stop dying to know that the confession is true, I suppose. And L's got to think of a plan on how to deal with it, so we'll see what he does. Misa's promised to marry the guy. I do like that it's a strange turn of events here. Misa's choosing honesty, because it seems like so rarely is honesty the option anybody chooses in Death Note. Oh, now, so if the criminals stop dying, it proves he's Kira, but if they stop dying, then they can't figure out how Kira kills people. Man, that's a lot of fruit on that piece of cake. Oh, I think they're checking in with that cat burglar lady, right? I kind of forgot about her. It's like she was on the verge of doing something. Then she sort of disappeared from the story. Okay, so I like it that the cat burglar here, the cat woman of Death Note, is like exploring inside their homes and stuff because she's good at that sort of thing. Finding all their little secrets. Oh wow, they're going full on surveillance there with Higuchi. They're going like for absolute confirmation. They can't leave anything to mystery there. No chance of error. Oh, she's worried about like the surveillance catching her in her own little secrets. I just complimented her on honesty and forgot that she totally neglected to say anything about potentially using a Shinigami in a Death Note to kill somebody to get that confession out of Higuchi. Oh, he's convinced. Oh, he just dropped that on Light. He says you still remember how to kill. You haven't fooled me, Light. I understand you don't have the Death Note anymore. You're no longer Kira, but do you remember what it was like to be Kira, or are you totally amnesiac? Oh, I love it. He's still convinced they're both Kira 1 and 2, which we know they are. And I thought that with their amnesia and that big ploy that Light pulled, that he'd given up on that. But no, L's too smart to give up. Yeah, he's 100% convinced now that Light was Kira and passed that power on. He understands it all. L, you're kind of clever. You figured it all out. I wonder why you're dropping it at this moment. But he totally 100% understands what happened and what's going on. He really is the smartest guy in the room. Oh. So now he's wondering about, like, who passed on this power? How did this transfer happen? Was Light on his own Kira, or was there something behind him? Like, I thought he already knew about the Shinigamis. You know, like they had that confession of the Shinigamis. Maybe he didn't believe it. I don't know. Oh, wow. So Light talking about himself in the third person because he's been studying that gap in his memory, or that lost memory, to figure out what happened. I think he's come to the same conclusion Cell has. I'm not doing very good at cutting back on my commentary, am I? So he's basically saying the difficulty of trying to catch a god. And the Shinigami is a god of death, of course. It's an ultimate challenge, but perhaps a fruitless challenge. One that could drive L insane. Oh, wow. Els was down in the dumps, and now he feels a whole lot better suddenly. We got some upbeat music to prove it. I gotta tell you, this guy Sweet Tooth is amazing. How does Els stay so thin when I never see him get any exercise, and he eats nothing but cookies and ice cream? I eat nothing but cookies and ice cream and get no exercise, and I look very different than Els. Of course, I'm also a lot older. Oh, wow, they're setting up like a whole special Kira TV program that they're going to announce who he is and see what happens. Whoa, this is ambitious. Oh, wow. They're going to set it up so he has no choice but to watch this. Higuchi, they're going to do this whole TV thing, but what's the end goal here? Other than making him squirm, which is enough. Oh yeah, the con man's gonna stay undercover here. Oh, so they're gonna get somebody that Higuchi thinks he can kill, but for some reason he won't be able to kill. Like a name he can look up easily. Matsuda! Matsuda! You're gonna be the guinea pig. We're gonna put you on TV as bait for Kira, corporate Kira, to kill you, but he's gonna have the wrong name, I guess, is what they're hoping for. Oh boy, that takes some courage in the plan. I don't know if I'd have enough faith in that plan to challenge Kira. Like, come on, kill me, Kira! Oh boy. Oh, they're even going to make it look like the identity reveals an accident, so it doesn't feel like they're challenging him. They're going to make him feel like he's clever and figured something out that he didn't already know. They're referred to him as 8, so Higuchi knows who they're talking about. Oh, this is great. Oh. This is one where Misa could help him out. You know? Misa could just tell him. I think she's got some knowledge of the Death Note now that she made contact with Rem. Matsuda's gonna fake his death. Oh, they're gonna hold this plan for when the criminals clearly have stopped dying. So they're gonna give it a couple days before they put Matsuda in the mousetrap, so to speak. The piece of cheese to catch the mouse. Poor Matsuda. That's what you get for being the young guy on the team, I guess. He's ready, though. He's volunteering. He is not cowardly about this plan at all. I confess, I'd be pretty cowardly about this plan. A whole lot of cowardly. Oh, so they're having some kind of conversation in secret. So they know Kira works for the board, but they don't know who Kira is. I wonder why they're trying to figure it out at this point. I don't get it. So these three are all saying they're not Kira. Oh, they're even feeling some guilt about... Now that's interesting. I was not expecting the corporate people to have this conscience or to feel guilt about any of this. It just doesn't follow the narrative that I've built in my head about what corporate greed is all about. I always thought there's zero remorse, and they're all sociopaths and psychopaths. I think they deserve to have what they want, and nobody else matters. So interesting. Kira could be facing challenges both from within the organization and, of course, without, with Light and L and Matsuda and Misa and that group. Are they going to figure it out? Yeah, they pretty much know it's Higuchi. Higuchi seems to fit the bill. And of course we know that that's what he is. Oh, wow. So Higuchi's actually been kind of kicked down a notch or two in the corporation because he's a little too self-motivated. Oh, wow. Oh. All right, what's up with this phone call? And you know, Ryuk is still out there. It's always possible there's two Kiras in this board. Oh, Light pretending to be L. Oh, wow. Talking to L, who's actually Light. Which I don't quite understand what's going on here, but it's fun. Getting Light, you know, injected back into the story a little bit. Man, look at that pumpkin roll he's eating. I gotta tell you, I want to go on the L diet. Maybe it's all about how he sits. If I start sitting like that, will I suddenly be thin and super smart and can eat all the sugar I want? So everybody knows it's Higuchi. Now that everybody knows that and there's no mystery, what the heck are they going to do about it? Oh, Light just made a mistake. Oh, and they're going ahead and pulling their TV ploy. So now we're going to find out just how much they can count on these board members as allies. I don't know that I would trust them on something this complex and high level. But the guy's playing along. I guess he wants to keep his own neck out of the noose, so to speak, or his own head off the chopping block. I mean, I don't know if they have capital punishment in Japan or not, but you get what I'm saying. Oh, he's gonna marry. He still thinks she's got a Shinigami and the Shinigami eyes, so he's thinking we'll be the power couple, the end all power couples when we get married. And Rim watching on. It's got to be a weird feeling because we know Rim has affection for Misa, but he's also sort of, in a manner of speaking, enslaved by Higuchi here. Oh, there it is. The identity reveal. Let's see how it goes. What's going to go wrong? Like, something's got to go wrong, right? Oh, wow. So he was skeptical at first, but they're getting him to buy into the plan. Higuchi there. Yeah, throwing that H out there will really get his attention. There's more than one H. Oh, Higuchi was killed. I kind of forgot about that. That Kira killed one of the board members. I call them board members, but it sounds like they're just a secret group of 8. They're not any formal board. Oh, come on. That was a little too obvious, I gotta say. The secret reveal of his face there with the whole thing falling. I think it'd be better if he just got a little peek around the corner and then he's back. But that's like just drawing way too much attention to his identity. Okay. Oh, I kind of forgot that they all think the guy's dead, that he fell off the ledge doing a handstand like an absolute lunatic. I've done some crazy stuff. I've never done a handstand on a ledge on a high-rise. Not to mention that the whole escape plan requires a lunatic. Like he is a lunatic through and through. He's taking the bait, and I guess they've got surveillance on him, so we'll see what he does. Oh, he's calling Misa. He wants Misa to do it. Oh, I never even thought about that he would ask Misa to do it so he wouldn't have to do it. Or maybe just ask Misa's permission because he really wants to marry her. He's got to act quick or his identity's out there. Nobody's taking his calls. They're all in on the plan. Oh, wow. They've got government connections trying to take the program off television. Oh, boy. And I guess it's some kind of like tabloid TV. This is like the TMZ of the Death Note realm. Oh, he knows the guy's real name? How did he know Matsuda's real name? Or at least know that the fake name wasn't his real name. I missed something a few episodes back, probably from talking too much, right? Oh man, what if Matsuda really dies here? Oh, that's her new bodyguard slash manager, Mogi. I was calling him Mochi. Mochi's a dessert. Maybe it's too much of the influence of L on me calling him Mochi. Oh. He's trying to figure out the name. So he knows that Taro Matsui is not his real name, but he's got to figure out his real name. I'm glad he doesn't know it's Matsuda. Everybody's in Okinawa. What a bad time. Nobody. Everybody's conveniently unavailable for Higuchi. That starts to get a little suspicious, right? When every single phone call's got an excuse behind it. Oh no. She's smiling and happy about it. I'm getting a little nervous. I'm a little nervous Matsuda might actually die in this. Oh, good. He's giving him Yamada, Yashimita. Good. He's giving him some bad names. He's flipping out on the phone. He's having a meltdown. I like this argument over the phone. He's on a first company vacation in 2 years and you're disturbing it. I love how everybody's got an excuse for Higuchi and watching him lose his marbles here on the phone. The desk farthest back to the left. Oh. Yamashita. Oh, he's still got 2 hours to figure out the name. So is he going to go to the talent agency and go through their files on his own and see something that's planted there? Oh, he's got a gun. Is he just going to go shoot the guy? I never even thought of that as like just an old-fashioned murder rather than a Death Note murder. Tearing across town in his Porsche, his fancy Porsche. Oh, and there's the cat burglar lady on her motorbike. Yeah, now we got some cool action going on in the streets here. Weddy. I like that name, Weddy. Oh man, this is kind of cool. A nice car chase with a Porsche and a sport bike. And Rim in the back seat. I don't know, showing no emotion whatsoever. Maybe concern. That cackling and maniacal laughter. To be continued. This is a good episode. Some stuff started happening. Light got back into the story. Higuchi having his meltdown. I feel like I've spun my wheels out of the mud just a little bit. I know there's like 15 more episodes if I counted correctly. So still some story left to happen. I'm kind of marching towards the end because I just want to know how this story wraps up. I just don't see how this story wraps up. So I'm glad I took a slightly slower approach. I thought I would be a little more in the moment, but I find that I just have this compulsion to talk. That's why I always got in trouble in elementary school. I always talked during class, and the teachers always got mad at me and wrote my name on the board, and they'd put check marks by it. I don't know what that meant when they write your name on the board. I guess it was shaming. Did your teachers write your name on the board when you talked too much in elementary school? I don't know. That's probably not the point. Anyway, I'm glad I'm feeling the love a little bit more for Death Note, and I want to tell you I'm proud of you for watching anime, and I'll talk to you again soon.
I just want to say a big thank you to everyone who supports the channel on Patreon. It really means a lot to me. If you might be interested in Patreon perks like early access to videos, uncut reaction videos, ad-free videos, and the opportunity to vote on which anime will be covered in the future, then click on the link in the video description. Thank you.